I ignored my destiny once. I cannot do that again. Even for you. I'm the only one who knows that. At least I'm the only one with the will to act on it.
The Mad Titan Podcast with your host, Jay Washington. What's up, everybody? I'm back. It is episode 17 of the Mad Titan Podcast with me, your resident supervillain, Mr. Jay Washington. What's going on, people? How are you doing? How you feeling? I know you're like, why am I getting this on a Friday/Saturday? Well, it's been a locked and loaded week, and I've come to the official conclusion that trying to get this out for you guys on a Tuesday would not do it real justice. There is way too much stuff that happens Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday, early Friday, for me to not be able to get it to you when you guys deserve it. Take this into the weekend with you. Go ahead, relax, share it with your friends and family and all that good stuff. So here we are. This is what it is. My past week has been amazing. Before I get into it, I have to bring back somebody on here. This is my basically like everybody else canceled. The world's ending, and I just need something to do, to talk to. And I bring this person back on. He is, for some reason, a friend. He looks at me as a horrible individual now. That's something I said before we started recording. But nonetheless, it's the Jersey Jackass, BC. Hi.
Dude, I just want to tell you, man. Robin Hood was such a good movie, bro.
Yo, I almost disconnected this call so fast. So fucking fast. Man, I almost disconnected. Whoo. Okay.
Okay, my bad, man.
Okay,
I didn't mean to get off on the wrong start. I just want to say I'm really excited for the Venom sequel that'll eventually come out.
You are really trying to lose me as a friend. You just gonna say all the bullshit today, huh? How was your past week, man?
It's been good, man. I finally got home from New York, from traveling, and I am really happy to, as of right now, be in my apartment for the foreseeable future, because I've been out of town almost all month long. It's been crazy.
Yeah, and haven't been going to work. That's your fault. That's on you. You just wanted to sit there and try to be a superstar and travel the world.
That's what I do, man. I travel the world, and I obviously don't wrestle enough. So
Jesus, ouch. I mean, well, part of the week for me was pretty dope. Got a chance to go to New York finally after a whole lot of bullshit on a Thursday.
Well, not my fault.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I blame the government, because literally that started all this bullshit.
Oh my God, man. That was a nightmare.
So for those who don't know what happened, this past weekend was the Schmoedown Live in New York. And I was supposed to do this show on Thursday night. So a friend of mine, a wonderful, great friend who has an amazing hookup with the airlines, he just happened to be on his phone, was like, yo, you're going to have a flight that's going to go out of Burbank Airport, which if you've ever been to LA, going out of Burbank is the greatest thing in history. Like, you're going to go from Burbank to Dallas and Dallas to LaGuardia in New York. I'm like, bet. So I get up at 4:30 in the morning on Thursday, get to the airport. My flight is at 7 from Burbank to Dallas. Everything looks good. It seats on the plane from Burbank to Dallas. It seats on the plane from Dallas to New York. I should be good, right? I get in the air. All of a sudden, when I land, I'm like, yo, I'm here in Dallas. Hey, man, we need to talk. Hey, man, why? That sounds like some shit you tell somebody in a relationship that's about to be over with. So I'm like, what's going on? You like, yeah, so the 12:50 flight, the one before yours just canceled. Don't know why it canceled. I was like, oh shit. So that meant everybody's going to get pushed onto the flight. I was supposed to be on the 255. Now, keep in mind, I found this out while eating dry-ass Whataburger chicken strips at the airport. I digress.
I will say the Whataburger at the airport is absolute trash.
Okay, I digress. So then I'm like, all right, so look at all of a sudden, well, this flight's getting full, that flight's full. Well, you could try to go to New Orleans. You could try to go to St. Louis. I said, no, we're not. Or you could try to go to Chicago. We're not going to do all this. So what do I say? Send me back to Los Angeles. Send me back to L.A. So I go back to L.A. and before I get in the air, I'm texting with one Mark Ellis. He's like, man, how bad is it? I'm like, it's so bad I'm on my way back to Los Angeles. Y'all have a great weekend without me. And so all of a sudden I land. I got a flight set from Los Angeles to Phoenix to New York, right? That would sound cool. I landed back in L.A. at 3 p.m. My flight to Phoenix was at 7 p.m. Then when I get to Phoenix, my flight in Phoenix lands at 10 p.m. Phoenix time. Then my flight to New York ain't until 12:30 in the morning. Did you just snicker, you bitch? And then, so what made it worse, in front of me, there is a couple with their young child who does not want to go the fuck to sleep. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I said it loud several times. And I was like, all right, you know what? It's dark. It's late. I'll just take one of my anxiety pills and pass out. Here's the problem. My anxiety pills are in my checked bag under the plane. I said, oh, fucking no. So the flight attendant's going by and they're offering the drinks. And I'm like, yo, I'm just going to go ahead and bust down and get this. I'm like, hey, do y'all just so happen to have the alcohol? Like, you got the Jack Daniels. She was like, yeah, here you go. Gave me 2 of them joints. I took them to the face and still couldn't fall asleep. I was so angry. Got to New York. When I finally got to New York, landed, I got checked into the hotel. I was like, man, I just want to get something to eat and I want to go to sleep. So I went with a couple of guys. I was crashing in the room, went to sleep. I told them, I said, do what y'all got to do. Nobody talk to me. I literally said those exact words. So then I finally got to New York. Like I said, performed 2 shows that night. Shouts out to the New York Comedy Club. It was myself, Mark Ellis, and Jen Sturgia. Great evening, fun time. Then I shot over to Gotham Comedy Club. Did Comedy Juice on there. Shouts out to Chris Millhouse. And then Saturday was the Movie Trivia Schmoedown live. And that in itself was just bananas. You still there? You got quiet.
Well, my bad. I didn't know if you were going to keep going on the show yet or not. Dude, that was an incredible show. That might have been one of the best live events we've put on yet.
I do want to say this, though. I'm going to just say this. And I know I have a lot of Schmoedown fans who listen to me. I know I have a lot of fans from all the other internet properties that I'm on that listen to me. Y'all need to start recruiting more female fans. Here's why. Here's why. It looks really, really bad to see just the dudes. No fandom should have just one gender, whether it be all men or women. You need to have a nice balance. And it is like 92% dudes to 8% women. And I think that's me being lenient.
You being nice. Yeah, you being nice on that.
Okay, 98% dudes to 2 women. And I'm like, yo, I just don't want to talk to a bunch of dudes all day. Like, it's just something about, like, I like to be around a multitude of people. I don't give a damn if you want to talk about movies and all that, but let me talk to a bunch of different people. Also, I will admit this. I don't want to talk about movies all day when I'm not doing stuff with movies.
Yeah.
Just gonna keep it real. But other than that, man, it was a great time, great weekend. It was supposed to come up today, Friday, when you guys are listening, if you're listening to this today or tomorrow. It might come up tomorrow. We don't know. It was technical issues with the uploading, so who knows when it'll happen. But you will get it. It was a fun time. I just can't wait for you guys to see it.
I will say, MVP of that show is Mr. J. Washington. This dude rocked that stadium of 400 people, was it?
Yeah.
Because, good Lord, dude, and I'm standing back there, like, you know, my job of the night was to get people to the entranceway and get them on their marks, ready to go. And as Jay's about to go through that door and get ready to go out there, he hear them cutting a promo on him. He go, oh, that's how we gonna go? And you just see it in his mind. He's like, I got this. I'm about to throw this down. And Jay walks through that door and throws it the F down.
Well, you know what? I've always been like, so everybody knows me when it comes to Schmoedown. It's WWE related mixed with movie trivia, right? So one of the things to set up a lot of the matches are people cutting promos. And I'm cool with some of the people who cut promos because they do their best. Ken Knapsack has been in the business, so he knows how. Mike Kalinowski, he's started to come a little bit to his own. And Chance Ellison is like, don't do that to yourself.
Well, he's got Ken.
He's got Ken. But the thing is, don't try to cut that on me and think you give me a live microphone in front of 400 plus people with a live stream audience watching. What do you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? And I just had a blast with that. And the energy was through that. Then I had to go change clothes real quick to come back out with Ethan Irwin. So it was surreal. So let's just get into, I could talk about that for the longest, but let's get into why I'm here. I got a little bit of Marvel news. I got a lot of DC news. So let's get into the Marvel news first. First of all, I'm going to let you all know I didn't see The Gifted this week. It happens. All right. We got
there wasn't an episode this.
Oh, well, I didn't miss nothing. One of the biggest things that happened this weekend was the Screen Actors Guild Award. This is an award for actors given by actors. And Black Panther won for Best Ensemble Cast. Now, this is a big thing going into the Oscars. The reason being, a lot of the Academy Voting Board are members who vote on the SAG. So these are the same type of voters. It is, some people say it is a long shot. Yes, it is a long shot that Black Panther will win Best Picture. However, don't be surprised it wins to shut everybody up.
Dude, like, I'm over the moon about this. Like, I would love to see Black Panther win, and I think it puts it into the conversation of Black Panther winning the Oscar, but I don't know if it actually will. But the fact that it was able to win the Screen Actors Guild Award is a big statement of where this industry is finally starting to go. We're finally starting to get the right voices in there, and you're starting to see things change. And, and that's what's big about this win.
Yeah, like I said, it is a long shot. It is absolutely a long shot. But to know that, and you know, some people say, oh, it's just politics, why it was nominated. I'm working on an article currently about why it should be nominated, why it should have been nominated for Best Picture, and I'm breaking down every different element and aspect to it. And just say that article should be up in about a week. I'm about almost 2,000 words in, so I got a lot to say. But it says a lot because of what this film has done. I understand that a lot of times when we talk about Oscar films and Best Picture contenders, these are normally films that come out after August, plain and simple. August is considered Oscar season. So anything from August going into early January are the films you normally talk about. There may be one or two you might catch in an April or May, but very rarely, if ever, is there a movie from the beginning of the year that still holds true in that race. Logan, when it came out last year, Logan came out in March, if I'm not mistaken. Logan came out in March, and for the first 3-4 months, and especially going into the summer, people were like, yo, this could happen. It could get nominated for these awards. Patrick Stewart could get nominated. Hugh Jackman could get nominated. And then that discussion died out a bit because all of the Oscar films came in, right? And started taking over all the conversation. Well, the difference with Black Panther is this movie came out in February and has never left people's lips since.
That, I think that is a big move. That is why it still got in there. Is that's what I was going to say. Is it has to stay in that conversation, like A Quiet Place. I think A Quiet Place could have got a nomination too. I think it is good enough to get the nomination. Problem is people kind of stop talking about it.
They stop talking about it. Yeah.
When you stop talking about it, and people, these are people, these are humans that are voting on this. And we have short memories. We tend to think about what is on our mind at all times. And if something stops being talked about, then we're going to forget about it. Black Panther continued to be in the conversation all year long.
And the biggest part about it, and which is also in part of my article I'm writing, is Black Panther stayed in the discussion of great movies even after its subsequent follow-up. Once Infinity War came out, you thought that the discussion about Black Panther would be over. It only made people go back to the movies to see this film. Black Panther was making money while Infinity War was making money.
Oh, I went back to the theater to see it right before I saw Infinity War.
I'm not even talking about before. I'm talking about, like, I know there were a lot of people who wanted to play catch up and wanted to see the final film before Infinity War. I get those people. That's not a problem. I'm talking about those that saw Infinity War and still went to go see Black Panther again.
Oh, yeah. And not only that, like, look at it right now, too. It's back in theaters this month in AMC with free screenings.
Yeah, and it's donating $1.5 million to the United Negro College Fund, which, if you can't say this movie is for the culture, that is for the culture for real. Mm-hmm. That is Absolutely. So dope. Now, also with that, there was some discussion about the Black Panther sequel. A lot of people have been asking about it. There's been an official announcement. Ryan Coogler is going to direct it, everything. But one of the biggest questions with the cast was, will we see Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger again? If you remember, at the end of the first film, Jordan gave that powerful line, and then we supposedly see the body drop. Now, Angela Bassett's husband, who Angela Bassett plays Queen Ramonda, T'Challa's mother, her husband, Courtney B. Vance, both of them were at the Screen Actors Guild Award. And the question of the sequel came back up. And one of the biggest things that brought up was, you never see Killmonger be buried. You never see a funeral or a grave. And we're talking about Wakanda, the highest, most technologically advanced nation in the world. They could have kept him alive. Remember, all T'Challa had to do when Everett Ross was shot, he took off a Kamoya bead and put it in his back. Who's to say he didn't do that for then, for Killmonger?
Yeah, very true. I have an issue with this, though. Michael B. Jordan was so incredible in that movie, and his arc is one of the best things about it. He is what makes that movie such an incredible film. And his line, that is such a powerful line. And death already means very little in the MCU, because for the most part, people come back and we get to see them again. Thank you, Loki. But, I think him coming back, Killmonger coming back, would cheapen that finish there. As much as I would kind of like to see it maybe in a flashback or something, I'd be okay with it. But I want him to be like, nah, fam, let me go.
Well, to agree and disagree with you, T'Challa actually offered to save his life before his quote unquote death. So that is one of the things where the door is still open. Also,
that's why I think, because even when he did that, he was like, nah, fam, let me go, bro.
Well,
and that's when I was like, I feel like T'Challa would have done that, would have honored that that request.
Well, also, but on top of that, one of the big things people have to remember is that Killmonger, once he became King of Wakanda, he automatically earned the title of Black Panther, right?
Yeah.
Which now puts him in the ancestral plane with all of the Black Panthers past.
Yes, true.
So that could also be a way in which we see him. So the door is completely open for Michael B. Jordan to be there.
I'd be perfectly okay with that. The ancestral plane going in and him having to go and speak to Killmonger about something, all in.
I can see that.
All the fuck in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Now, since you just said all the fuck in, let's bring you to my next thing.
Look, I got so hyped. I usually don't drop the F-bomb.
It's fine. It's fine on the show. Now, we know about the acquisition of Fox to Disney. Disney has all the Fox Marvel properties, and one of the biggest questions that has been on everybody's mind is, how would Deadpool stay? Would Deadpool stay rated R? Because that's what made it popular. The character in itself is a rated R character. Once Upon a Deadpool was only done to show, hey, we can do a PG-13 version of the movie, but in order for it to work like Once Upon a Deadpool, it's predicated on you having seen Deadpool 2. But this is the Fox entities. There's a rumor. It is just a rumor. I don't want nobody going back like, yo, I heard on the Mad Type podcast, Jay was talking about this for sure gonna happen. It is a rumor.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm already writing the Cinelinks article. Jay Washington says
it is a rumor that Marvel may be going into the foray in their own first rated R superhero film. And it is said this may be the Black Widow movie.
It's an interesting idea.
Well, the thing is, it could work with Natasha Romanoff's story, her dark past she's been through, her, having to be sterilized and all those different things she went through. to show that she has to go through a lot of murder and to an extent even a rape. And I don't think we'll show rape in our MCU film, but so much violence and whatnot. And so it's a possibility. It's not a guarantee. Kevin Feige has said that they probably won't do it, but here's the door for it. Like, here's the door. If you want to do an R-rated film, look, you got Marvel Knights. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to eventually do R-rated. With, again, you have characters that are predicated on being R-rated. Granted, you kept Wolverine as PG-13 as you could. But there are other ones, like, hey. You still there?
I thought you said, like, hey. I thought you were...
I mean, like, I just like, hey is with a period. I'm sorry, like, hey.
Oh, okay. I mean, here's my issue. Natasha now going in like this timeline right now, forward wise, not R. Natasha's past, definitely R. So if we were gonna do an R-rated movie, I feel like again they would go back and show us how she really became this character we get to know. And as we'll get to a little bit later when we talk about another movie that's probably coming up, I'm sick and tired of early stories. I think the audience is ready now to just accept whatever we do and we can go forward. And I want to go forward. I don't want to go backwards. So I don't know if I'd really be up for that.
Well, I will say I'm totally with you. I've been anti the Black Widow film because I'm like, we're too late. We're too far gone from her solo film. Granted, we get it regardless. Kate Shortland is attached as directed. This is going on. And it's like, what can you get us in between all of, like, we don't need a filler catch-up movie because it doesn't play any real significance. You know what I'm saying?
I think you could do something kind of like The Winter Soldier was, and it has to be another, like, a spy thriller where she's on her own mission.
Yeah, but the Winter Soldier movie tied into what was currently going on. She's
to a point. Not completely. Like, yeah, it had S.H.I.E.L.D. in it, but that was really the only connection that furthered the MCU. You know? And I think you could do something like that where there's some kind of, like, you can tone it down and she's on some mission hunting down somebody else, maybe overseas or something that connects back to her past. So that's something that I would rather see. I would rather see a weathered, like, already Black Widow, the Black Widow we have now. I want to see how we further her character. I don't want to see how we got to where we are now.
I can agree with that. I absolutely can agree with that. Let's go on further. I always talk about this on the show, and I've talked about this in various reviews I've done and on various channels and networks I've been on. The toys to movies can spoil so much of the film for you, whether you want them to or not. I talked about it on the last episode, how the toys for SHAZAM, the Funko Pops, are showing us that we are getting the SHAZAM family in the film. Now, we knew we were going to be introduced to them. That was not a secret. You know what I'm saying? We knew we were going to meet them. But they are getting their costumes. They're getting their powers in the movie. So...
I did not know that.
Huh?
I did not know that.
Yeah, the Funko Pops that came out showed you. I bring that up in regards to Marvel because Captain Marvel's toys, one of the toys, may have spoiled a major surprise for the film. Now, let me rephrase that. This is not a toy directly for Captain Marvel, okay? Here's what happened. On the Shop Disney website, they listed a Genis Vale action figure. Now, Genis Vale is part of the Marvel Legends Captain Marvel range and is based on the character's comic book appearance. However, the listing on the toy says you can, quote, recreate Genis Vale's Captain Marvel scenes.
Oh.
Yeah, now maybe, you know what I'm saying, again, to put that there, it could have been a typo, but this seems like it is definitely happening. Now, if you don't know who Genis Vale is the son of Captain Marvel, but he was actually raised to think he was actually the son of Thanos' brother, Star Fox. Now, Star Fox is going to appear...
He's a Nintendo 64 character.
Shut the fuck up. Star Fox is going to appear in the movie Eternals. We know for a fact we're getting Marvel's Eternals. That's given. That's happening. Mm-hmm. So this could potentially all connect to that because remember, we are in the 90s with this film. Yeah. This isn't present date. And I know it's not saying a lot and Janice Bell isn't like a major thing and it leads us into more, but like, yo, let me find this out from the film. Don't let me see it in the toys.
Exactly, dude. It has been, I don't know how long it's been since I've started like, you know, doing like movie news and entertainment news and stuff like that. But every major movie, it's either Lego or something else that comes out and tells you something that's happening in the film. Do they not get a handle on this? Can they not go, yo, let's not put this stuff out till after the movie comes out?
Well, I'm glad you just mentioned Lego, because Avengers Endgame Legos may possibly spoil the movie's final battle and more.
Jesus!
Now, we all know the movie's been shrouded in secrecy. Like, you haven't seen nothing but the despondence of the Avengers and the reemergence of Ant-Man, right? Well, now, a lot of Lego minifigures had resurfaced, and they kind of show what's going on. Now, here's the thing. You get some of Iron Man's armors that you're going to see in the movie, and you get fresh shots of characters like Thor and Ant-Man, which may or may not be in their quantum realm suits. However, the biggest revelation is there is a leaked set which appears to reveal the final battle that Earth's mightiest heroes will play in New York. Now, they say it features some very unique looking creatures who definitely resemble Annihilus to at least some extent. And Lego sets have been inaccurate in the past, but if you remember, the set that they released for Infinity War was on the money.
Yeah, it was, and so was Civil War. Civil War was on point too, giving us our first look at basically Giant Man. So yep. There's been a lot that they have done that have showed us exactly what's going to happen in the film. So again, how they let this come out, I do not know. I don't know if there's a complete, what I'm looking for, a real pipeline of communication between Lego and Marvel, because it just seems like, it's just like, yo, this is a major thing in the movie. Stop showing this. Hey, well, it just goes to show, baby, Marvel should get the hint after, I don't know, the 17th time that it happened, and say, hey, let's not let Lego make anything until after the movie comes out.
I mean, not even like, and I guess I get you want to sell things, I get you want to push the product, but damn, like, you're completely spoiling all that.
It's insane, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I will admit, it doesn't change the fact that people are still going to go see the movie. It doesn't change the fact people have advanced tickets. It doesn't change the fact people are going to be multiple repeat viewers, present company included.
Absolutely not. Everyone's still good. Everybody and their mama gonna go see this damn movie.
Look, you can show me action figures with everybody dying, like their face just getting shot in it. Like, you can show me Tony's decaying corpse, and I'm still gonna go see the movie, even though that was kind of harsh. But also, we finally got the trailer for season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it shows what life is like, kind of, without Phil Coulson. Now, if you remember at the end of season 5, he finally went to Tahiti with May. We don't know officially if he died, a la Killmonger just talked about earlier, but they did put up a plaque on the Zephyr that said, "Rest in peace, Phil Coulson." You know what I'm saying? They gave the dates. Well, the beginning of the trailer plays into that, where you see Mac, who's now heading the Agents, he's talking to Coulson as a hologram. But at the end of the 2-minute and some odd trailer, you see Phil Coulson in the physical. And it's like, huh? Like, what? Huh?
I don't. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Look, I have had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with S.H.I.E.L.D. I've loved the majority of it. There has been some that I've been way off on. But I'm excited. I was excited to see this new season and where they're going to go, because I'm like, well, this is it. We're wrapping up. Then we found out they're getting another season. And so now I'm just confused on what they're going to do. Are we really going forward without Coulson? But I guess we are going to bring him back. I don't know. I have no idea what we're doing with it, but I'm excited for the journey, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think the worst thing, I personally think the worst thing they could have done was announce that season 7 was happening already.
Yeah, that made no sense. They announced that before they even got close to airing.
Yeah, I don't think, like, no matter what happens in 6, you know that, oh yeah, when we get the next season, we'll be following along suit with it. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't have said anything about those. But it'll be interesting to see. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does premieres the middle of summer, and I'm still waiting to hear when Cloak and Dagger is dropping. That's a whole other story. I'm still waiting to hear when that's coming. Like, yo, I know y'all film scenes. Can y'all let a brother know something?
Dude, I'm hyped and ready for that. I didn't realize I was going to love Cloak and Dagger as much as I did.
I don't think anybody did until they saw it. That's all the Marvel news I got. Now, I got a lot of DC news, and I got to talk about the shows. So let me kick it off automatically with the first thing. The DCEW TV shows have all been renewed, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we all should have known this was going to happen. Why? Because they're talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths. So you need all the shows to continue. That means Legends gets season 5, Flash gets season 6, Supergirl gets season 5, Black Lightning gets season 3, and Arrow gets season 8.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised with Arrow. I thought we were trying to wrap up Arrow and then have them be supporting cast in other series. But then I got a little confused watching this season with no longer having flashbacks, we're having flash forwards. So I guess we have to see how that world becomes that world and whatnot. So either way, I'm really excited to see all these seasons coming back. I am loving the Arrowverse this year. I think every single show is on point.
I actually thought Supergirl was done. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Supergirl was done.
I don't know. I've enjoyed this season of Supergirl. I'm liking where they're going with it.
We'll talk about that in a second, but
okay.
Go ahead. No, I'm finished what you're saying besides that.
Oh yeah. So, and Black Lightning is just every episode is revving up, so they were going to get another season. So, and Flash has always been hit and miss for me. So I'm really, and this season I'm on it. So hopefully next season continues to build.
Here's my problem with Flash, and I know we're going to talk about the episode in a minute. My biggest issue is they're going to run out of powerful villains to have as bad guys. Granted, as we'll talk about in a moment, they may have given you the hint who season 6 is, and if they go with that in season 6, I'm all for it. But when you had season 1 be Reverse Flash, cool. That's how you come out the gate. You always got to do their opposite or whatever the case. Yeah. Season 2, Zoom was great, but then the swerve was kind of stupid. Yeah. From him being Jay Garrick to Hunter Zolomon. Yeah. Season 3 is where you messed me up. The reason being, the greatest enemy is yourself should be your last season. There is no reason that Savitar should have been a 3rd season villain.
Well, I mean, the reason I'm okay with it is because I did not like Savitar. I did not like what they did with it. So if that was the end, I would have been disappointed personally. I wasn't big on the Thinker either.
I actually like DeVoe. And I think I like DeVoe so much because it was now we didn't have a speedster. Yeah,
I think that was good. But at the same time, I don't know. It was something about the actor and his portrayal. He bored. Every time he talked, I was bored. I'm like, just shut up, dude.
Yeah, I mean, well, and now you've got Cicada, and I'm not going to lie, I hate Chris Klein as Cicada.
Bro, I love this dude. American Pie, bro.
No. You are not going to use American Pie to try to make me happy with this. I hate Chris Klein as Cicada, especially when he tries to, I'm going to kill all matters. Man, if you don't sit the hell down somewhere.
You know what I absolutely love him from, actually, to be honest with you?
What?
And this is going to piss you off even more.
Oh, Lord, what?
He was in Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li.
And that's what you love him?
It's such a bad movie. He played Charlie. And it was so bad, but I loved it. It was great.
Why do I have you on the show?
And then you add that next to Rollerball.
Why do I have you on this? Why do I have you? Oh, you know what? I don't. Oh, anyway.
Dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And other so yeah, all the shows will be coming back. Again, congratulations to all my people over at the Black Lightning cast for sure. Because, man, I'm so happy for y'all to hear y'all got a season 3, especially with the dopeness that you all are doing right now, season 2. It's good. It's good, and I'm happy to hear it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys keep doing and keep growing. Also, in some news, speaking of CW shows, Batwoman has added 3 new characters to their pilot episode, and this is a dope announcement, all right?
Yeah, it is.
They've announced Megan Tandy, who was from Teen Wolf, Cameron Johnson from Luke Cage, and Nicole Kang from You. They've been casting roles to play opposite Ruby Rose in the upcoming series, right? Now, here's what each are going to be portraying, and this one makes it best. Tandy's going to play Sophie Moore, and after graduating from military academy, Sophie rose through the ranks to become a high-level private security agent and one of Gotham's staunchest protectors. Now, despite her bite and regimented look, Sophie has a soft side illuminated by Kate's return. Well, Nicole Kang is going to play Mary Hamilton. She's an excitable, talkative, and an influencer in the making. She's Kate Kane's stepsister and polar opposite, but what Mary lacks in a filter, she makes up with her own compassion for Gotham's underserved communities, proving she has more in common with Kate than she thinks. This is why the third one is so dope. Cameron Johnson is going to play Luke Fox. Yes, Luke Fox. He is a Dark Knight loyalist and the son of Wayne Enterprises R&D director Lucius Fox. Now, Luke works to keep Wayne Tower secure in his boss's absence, and while Luke considers himself a guardian of all things Batman, specifically his symbol, he also recognizes the city's need for a new hero. This is why that one is so dope, but I'm scared at the same time.
I love it.
I love it. I'm just scared because Luke Fox actually becomes Batman at one point. He actually takes up the mantle. The question becomes, will he take it up with you having Kate Kane as Batwoman?
Knowing the CW, nope. They will. They'll do something. It'll be some kind of nod to it because, like, remember when Supergirl first got to the CW, they had to turn everybody into a hero. Like, there were too many superheroes on that show.
Oh,
with
yeah,
Jimmy
absolutely.
Olsen and everything. So I would not put it past the CW. Maybe not making him Batman, but giving him some kind of Bat persona to help out Batwoman.
Okay, I mean, I can see that. I just don't want them to, granted, it's just I know he goes that route, and people who know the character know that's the route he goes. And so it's like, will we be looking more forward to him going that route as opposed to him
being the tech guy?
Being the tech guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, we want both.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
You know what I'm saying? We want both, but where do we want it? We got our first teaser and first look at the Birds of Prey. We got our first look at Victor Zsasz, Black Canary, Huntress, Harley Quinn, and Cassandra Cain, as well as Black Mask, I believe. What did you think?
I'm really interested to hear what you think, because I am a huge fan of Suicide Squad. I thought that movie was so much freaking fun.
Okay.
I did not realize we were already into production of Birds of Prey. So when
You
trailer or the teaser thing, like I thought they were still casting.
Oh, no.
Then all of a sudden the teaser drops. I'm like, oh, are we done filming? And then I watch the teaser and everyone's kind of raving about it. And I'm like, this looks like it's fan made. Like if Margot Robbie hadn't been in it, I would have been like, some cosplay group put this together.
Okay,
Like,
I'll admit, I kind of felt the same way when I saw it. I'm like, the only thing that stood out, because you know who Margot Robbie is, and you know her Harley Quinn, which looks a whole lot toned down as opposed to her Suicide Squad Harley Quinn.
Uh-huh.
And I get it. It's now Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. I get that. I just want to see more. I guess it was just the introduction of the cast, so I'm not going to put too much into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to rely on saying, well, I'm not going to make a full-on judgment of whether I love it or hate it. I can't do that.
True. It's what, like 20 seconds long max?
At the max, yeah. It's not super long.
Yeah, and so I think it was more of just like an announcement, but still, me looking at it at a marketing standpoint, like my vision of this is going, this is like your first look, this is what you're putting out. It felt off to me, but I've heard so many people that are a lot smarter than I am talking about how much they loved it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just something about me that didn't like it, and it just didn't resonate with me. Jay, you might know this. How far along are they into this film? Like, have they started? Are they done filming? Or is this something
No,
they just shot?
No. They're not done because they're really getting going with production. The movie comes out, I think, Valentine's Day of next year. So we're just starting to get production rolling. You know, the initial things, the costumes and stuff. So who knows?
It's kind of like a, hey world, this is happening.
Yeah, it's a hey world, this is happening, and you know, I'm fine with it. I just want to see more as we go further. I want to see more, but not too much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I completely. You know me, I completely. I'm not watching a single other Infinity or Avengers trailer, so I know that completely. I want to get. I got the tone of it, and I want to know: is this little teaser? Is this the tone of the movie? Because that's what's confusing me.
Well, because also this movie is now it was reported that this is going to be an R-rated film, but now there are conflicting reports saying it won't. So it's like, what's going on?
I mean, honestly, I feel like, hey, you know what? Shoot your movie and then just let the MPAA rate it whatever they want.
I'm totally with that. Speaking of movies, go ahead.
And I know you'll probably get into it here in a minute, but I mean, there's another movie coming that Margot's going to be involved in as well.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get into that.
Like, okay, all right.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I have the show broken down and formatted how I want to talk about it, and I was gonna talk about that, but you gotta let me get to it.
That's what I'm saying. Is I just find it weird. I'm like, okay, this is weird that this is now in production.
Hey man, I'll bring all that up to you because that is another. Oh god, look, the Batman. We officially got word on the Batman. It will debut, will premiere in theaters. It has a date, June of 2021. Okay. That is the first thing. The second thing, director Matt Reeves has told us that it will be a noir detective film. All right? So we know the tone we're getting. The third thing, Ben Affleck is officially gone.
Yeah.
He is officially gone because the Batman will focus on a younger version of Bruce Wayne. And no, it is not year one. Everybody thought, we're going to do the year one story again. No, we are doing a younger Bruce Wayne, and no longer is Ben Affleck under the cape and cowl. This is not even Batman Beyond. So this is going to be kind of unique because I think the bad guy in this is the Penguin. So I want to know your thoughts on this.
Okay, I've got. So I actually talked about it on my podcast this last week because it caught me off guard so much. Number one, I love that there's a Batman movie finally coming. Like I will watch Batman no matter what you put out. I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna be excited for it. So give me a Batman movie, I'm all in. Number two, detective noir. Yes, perfect. We haven't really seen that all that much in the live action movies. So I look forward to seeing what Matt Reeves does with this. Matt Reeves being on it. I love Apes on Horses, so I'm all about him doing the Batman. Ben Affleck being out. I'm disappointed in. Because I think Ben Affleck...
Why?
Personally, I have found Ben Affleck... The things that have sucked about Justice League and Batman vs. Superman had nothing to do with Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck was incredible as Batman.
And here's why I'm going to disagree with you. In Justice League, he looked like he didn't want to be there anymore.
Okay, I'll give you that, but you have.
I was just going to say because in Justice League, he looked like
you also got to throw in all the shit that was going on with that movie. Like, there was a lot, and that takes a toll on you, and it kind of gets to the point that you're just like, not to mention, while they were filming that, they had been talking about, is he going to do the Batman? Is he not going to do the Batman? Can he direct it? And then Warner Brothers like, he's going to direct it. Nah, we're not going to have him direct it. Hey, write the script. Never mind, we don't want your fucking script. So, at some point, that stuff's, again, he's human. That's going to creep into him. He's like, all right, let's do this, but whatever. His scenes in BVS are the only good things about that movie. He's incredible in there, and I loved his version of Batman. It was vicious and brooding and just violent as all hell, and that's what I want. And everyone's like, well, we're going to go younger. Ben Affleck's 46 years old. He's not freaking old. They made him look a little older by adding some gray to his hair, but he
what you mean added some gray? That was his hair.
Oh, okay, cool. They can dye it jet black and make him look just a little younger. He can cut up his workouts, and he can get smaller rather than bulkier and look younger. He played the 25-year Batman who's ornery as shit, who just like, fuck everybody, I will shoot you in the face. And that's kind of what I like. I do not. And look, they said a younger Bruce Wayne, and it's not year one, so that makes me happy. I'll tell you what I don't want. I do not want to see another. Okay, if I have to
wait, go back, because you broke up right. We say you do not want to see another, and then it just dropped out. Say that again.
I said I do not want to see another effing origin story. Okay.
Oh, I don't think that's a year one. I don't think we're getting a year one.
If I have to see those damn Waynes die again, I swear to Christ, Jay, I swear I'm going to lose it. I don't want to see them or Uncle Ben die again. And I was just about to say, those are the same thing. Like, you don't want to see the Waynes die. And I don't want to see Uncle Ben die anymore. And on top of that, I don't want to see an origin for whoever the villain is. I want a Batman who's been fighting villains, and I want villains to just be the villains. Don't show me. I don't care how they became the villain. We know Batman now. The society knows Batman and his lore.
Hey, I got a question. Since we're talking about you want the villains just to be. Since we're in this day and age of all these new woke people, would it be safe to say that the Penguin has body dysmorphia? Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm just move on. I just wanted to poke the bear for some shit from listening.
Another thing they're saying, though, is it's not just going to be like one villain. There's going to be a rogues gallery, which I like the idea of. I see, personally, if I could have my way, it would be Dredd with Batman. He's locked in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I would like to see that, and Batman gets raped. Now, that...
God damn,
what? You don't want to see Batman get bat-fucked?
Another thing I would... You know what would be really cool to see? Is a movie that is more centered around the characters of Gotham, with you not really seeing Batman. Batman is like a Michael Myers type of character.
So in other words, you're talking about what we're getting with Spawn, how Jamie Foxx is Spawn, but it's more focused on Sam and Twitch.
Yeah, that would be a crazy interesting take on it. But again, I also do want to see that detective thing. I want to see Bruce Wayne ironing out the details.
And that's the one thing I will say we have yet to get really. We have yet to really see. I mean, we got it in the very first Batman with Michael Keaton. We have yet to see a Batman like, yo, this is what's happening. This is what I got to do. This is how they're doing it. All these things put it together. So, again, the casting, people have been fan casting consistently. I don't know some of the people they've been casting because I'm just going to be honest. I don't know who all the young white dudes in TV and film are. Granted, I might end up working with some of them. I just don't know. I think it's amazing when people throw out like Michael B. Jordan or Daniel Kaluuya or Oscar people like that. Is Oscar Isaac too old though?
See, that's the same thing. He's 5 years younger than Ben Affleck, so they're throwing it out like we need a younger Batman. There's a 5-year difference.
I get that, but his face is not younger.
Yeah,
you know.
See, but again, like it goes back to like the Batman I want a Batman that might already have a Robin. You know,
I want a Batman that might have had STDs and had to cure himself.
Dude, why you? God, man, bro, You just raping Batman and giving him STDs? Good Lord, dude.
You know why? Because I want to see Batman go through real hard times. I'm talking about not just hearing about his parents dying. Look, you got to get over that, sir. Like, I want to see Batman out here being a billionaire playboy, and all of a sudden Bruce Wayne he wake up one day, he pass out, Alfred have to do a test on him, and Bruce is like, Alfred, what happened? And Alfred's like, Master White, I got some news for you. Alfred, what's wrong? Master White, you have AIDS. And Alfred, what? Alfred, what? Master.
Why is this a thing? Why is this a...
Hey, wait, to make it so best, is Michael Caine in The Dark Knight Rises when he was crying? He's like, I failed you. Like, remember that when he was crying at the graves? I failed.
Jay, you've done way too many Pornhub commercials.
I just want to be like, Master Wayne, Master Wayne, I don't have penicillin for this. Alfred, there's got to be a bad cure. Master Wayne, your T-cell count is 3. Like, I want to see that. I want to see that.
You're just the worst person.
Master Wayne, the last hooker, her lip was falling off, Master Wayne.
Have you ever heard Kalinowski's impersonation of him?
No.
Dude, you need to get y'all need to film that skit right there and let him be Michael Caine, because he has the voice down on point. So
Master Wayne. Okay, let's get into this last little bit of DC news I have, and I think this is the biggest bit that I wanted to say. Listen, Master Wayne. Master Wayne, Selena Kyle called. Master Wayne, she's pregnant. Do you want to give her the bat abortion?
The bat abortion?
Master Wayne. All right, listen. Oh my God.
Oh, you just triggered so many fanboys.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. In the last bit of DC news, it is official. We knew that he was going to produce it. We knew that he was going to write it. But now it is official that James Gunn will direct Suicide Squad 2. I am here for it all the way. Initially, I said this was just 2 middle fingers up to Marvel and Disney. I think this is 2 middle fingers and middle toes as well.
I don't know about all that. I think the whole thing with Disney, I think, because remember they had that other meeting. They were like, yeah, James Gunn came in for another meeting. I think it was like a, look, dude, we're sorry. We don't want to let you go, but politically we have to.
Did they? Did they?
Yeah, because the shit with Roseanne had just...
No. See, and I want to bring that back. I knew that would come back up, because this is why I say that. Roseanne's was in the moment, right? Gunn's tweets were from 2008 and 10 or whatever it was, and had already been addressed, had already apologized for them. This is the same James Gunn, when these tweets came up, directed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So why?
Exactly. Again, I think it was all political, and them just going, look, dude, we got people breathing down our neck. There's nothing we could do. And at the same time, I also think it was also, James, here's the thing. We just made this deal with Fox, and we don't know if we really need the Guardians anymore, because we're getting the Fantastic Four. So...
Are you serious? So listen, here's where I'm going to disagree with that, and I'm not even going to say respectfully, because I don't respect your opinion on that. That's just petty. That was just, oh my God, that was petty and harsh.
That was just Jay. That's what that was.
That was just me. Here's why. The Guardians were a group of people no one cared about. No one really knew. And if anyone, if you asked anyone before the film came out, if they knew exactly who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, 9.5 out of 10 people would tell you they had no clue. James Gunn took the most D-list characters.
And the reason they made... Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And the reason they went with Guardians of the Galaxy in the first place, though, was because they're like, yo, we can't do Fantastic Four. What can we do? Well, screw it. Let's do these Guardians and just see how it goes. We can do anything now. So they make that. And now, with Infinity War, all they do is they leave Gamora dead. They leave Drax dead. You do the Asgardians of the Galaxy. You throw Rocket and Groot in with the next Thor movie.
Hey, but I have a question. Yeah. If they do the Asgardians of the Galaxy, does by any chance, any small slim chance, does Michael Caine pop up going, Master Wayne? I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
And then honestly, you could take Peter Quill and sprinkle him in some random other Silver Surfer movie or something, you know? Like they can do other things without actually doing the Guardians of the Galaxy now.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I'm just happy that they're doing it. Just want to, but it's also Taika Waititi as well as other Marvel directors have still been pitching for Gunn to come back to helm Guardians 3.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I don't think it's a hostile thing. I don't think anyone's mad about anything. And I bet Disney's like, yo, let shit blow over and then we'll try and bring you back. Go do something for someone else. Do a DC movie. I don't think they mind doing a DC movie because, again, rising tide raises all ships. All right?
Look at you using your education from school. Go ahead.
I know, right? I know. That's why I like to be on so many podcasts because, hey, if your podcast does good and I'm on it, then, hey, maybe it helps mine.
But go ahead.
So then you bring him into DC, and he's going to get to do something like the Suicide Squad, which that's a dumb title for the sequel, The Suicide Squad.
Oh, that's the name of the sequel?
Yeah, the sequel is going to be called The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad. So when you get it in the Schmoedown, you have to add the.
So also, I'm glad you brought that up. Because with Guardians, one of the biggest things about the Guardians of the Galaxy is the same thing that applies to DC's Legends of Tomorrow, is that the cast can consistently be rotated in and out. You do not have to have the same members all the time. It is being reported that this will have some new cast members, but you are pretty much going to get Harley Quinn again, yes, as well as Deadshot, because Will Smith is Will Smith.
Exactly, and those are the two that I think you have to have. You bring in Amanda Waller back, and you don't necessarily reference the first Suicide Squad movie. Like, you don't have to touch on it at all. You could go your own route. You just say you used Task Force X before. That's all you say. You don't say the events. You just say you used them. Exactly, and then you go forward with Will Smith, with Deadshot and Harley Quinn, and maybe a new group. I wouldn't mind seeing Boomerang back. I love him.
I was finna hang up on you. I don't want Jai Courtney back.
Really?
I don't want Killer Croc back because look, ladies and gentlemen, here's the part of the show where Jay Washington goes from being professional podcast show host and Jay goes from being lovable stand-up comedian, where Jay goes to being real black dude from 79th and Winchester on the south side of Chicago when he says this. I don't fucking want to see Killer Croc no more being as niggerish as he was for several of these first lines. Not me, shawty. I'm beautiful. And then when Amanda Waller says, I'll give you guys one little thing. What do you want? BT. You black coon. I fucking hate you. I hope somebody kill you and skin your family. Anyway, go ahead.
God damn. Okay. All right. But I mean, you can bring Croc back and just change his attitude a little bit, and I think everybody would be okay with it.
You ain't got nothing else to say, do you?
And as far as Jai Courtney, that was the only thing Jai Courtney has ever done that didn't suck.
We know, and that's why I was like, no, you're not going to give me the benefit of the doubt on this movie. You know what? What you do is you have him throw a boomerang, have somebody not pay him no attention, and come back and cut his fucking head off. Let's move on. Yeah, that was kind of rough. I'm sorry. I'm going back to you.
Bro, you are so angry right now.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna need you to woo-saw just a little bit.
I'm gonna go back to being calm, professional Jay. I'm sorry. Let's go back to this. Let's talk about. I'm gonna give you some breakdowns real quick of the not full breakdowns. I just want to talk about one of the biggest highlights from some of the shows, and I want to go to Supergirl, where this week's biggest highlight. Now, I'd given up on Supergirl. Everybody knows I have. The reason being, I am always with the message you're trying to send, but this season is beating you over the head with it. But this episode played a special factor because they introduced the first LGBT superhero, more specifically, a trans superhero. I like the story. I like the way they did it. And I like how they did some of the real world implications.
That really threw me off because I didn't understand if that's what they actually just did, or I'm like, what? Was that line what I think it was?
Uh-huh. Yes, it was.
And I didn't complete and then they kind of didn't go back to it after that line. And I was like, wait a minute, y'all can't just drop that and not. Did that really just happen?
Well, you got to remember, they also did when later on when the sister found out she did have the abilities that she should have inherited from her mom. When she got mad at her name is Nia. When she got mad at her, it was like, "How did you get it? You're not even a real woman." And I was like, "Well,
okay, wait a minute. What was the line earlier on? Because I only saw that line."
Okay, so earlier when they were in the car, when they were originally driving, when Nia and Kara are driving the Paradise, or whatever it's called, she was like, "Also these things, and because I'm trans." And Kara was like, okay. It's like, yeah, I always felt I was a girl, and the town accepted it, and they went through the transition. She went through the transition early. So that set that up then. And that's what the whole thing about the dreamer ability should have go to the first daughter, because it was always believed it was the first biological daughter.
Okay, well that makes that all right. See, sometimes I'll turn on the shows and do the dishes while I have them on. So I think I missed that first line.
You missed it. So that set it up.
Okay, because then I caught it at the end, and I was like, "Yo, wait, hold up, what?" If you only hear that one part of it,
I will admit, if you only hear that last part, you're not a real woman. You're like, wait, whoa, what the fuck did I miss? You got to admit. Go ahead.
That's legit though that they went with that, man, and I'm proud of them for it.
Well, again, Greg Berlanti, being a member of the LGBT community, will always make sure his shows have that level of representation on it. And you can't knock it. And to go one step further and say, hey, we're going to put a superhero straight at the forefront who's trans, because they've always done lesbian. They've always done gay. They've done bisexual. They haven't done the T until now. Mm-hmm. And so, like you said, but if you do hear that last line, that line is out of nowhere, you're not even a real woman. You like, excuse, what the fuck did I miss for the past 38 minutes?
That threw me off. That's why I was sitting there like, hold up, y'all can't just go in the episode. Y'all got to explain this a little bit.
You can't just open up the episode. So, yeah, she ain't even a real woman. What? Whoa, time out. That ain't cool, but where the fuck did that come from? Like... You gotta make sure you tell it. So yeah, they did that. The Flash. Now, it was a thing about going into the memories, and Nora didn't want them to go into her memories because she didn't want them to find out the truth about her work with Eobard Thawne. But one of the biggest things, and I brought this up earlier about the Flash when we were talking about the renewals of the shows and the Flash's villain, their season 6 bad guy may have been teased. It is said potentially we might get Red Death in season 6. Now, I've talked about the other villains, and I wanted to wait to get to this point to say this. If they do Red Death, let's go.
Yeah, I'd be excited. Honestly, like, you know what I really want? I mean, like, I'm down for Red Death. I think that'd be really freaking dope. But would also be cool is seeing Reverse Flash return again as another villain as well.
Give me Batman with the Flash powers any day of the week.
See, I don't know if DC is going to let them do that. Like, Batwoman is a big deal, and they put Supergirl on there, and that's a big deal. But even on Titans, they only showed Batman as like a shadow in the background.
Yeah, man. When they put, first of all, that Batman that they gave with the motorcycle armor, I was like, I hope you all die.
They're just like, oh, they won't see it. It'll be fine. I'm like, all right, come on now. But dude, Red Death would be really freaking interesting to see if they would actually go through with it.
The way Red Death is, yeah.
Yeah, and that would be my question, is would they really pull that trigger? And I think they also planted that seed of maybe that'll be it. We don't really know. Kind of like when they've mentioned Bloodhaven 375 times, and you're like, yo, just give me Nightwing already.
Well, also, they mentioned the Mad Hatter.
Coastal City.
They mentioned the Mad Hatter.
Mad Hatter. So, but I think this episode was like, yo, we could do Red Death, or we could bring back Reverse Flash, this other version of Ebon Thawne.
You talking about the one where Tom Cavanaugh now uses the most lazy of voices ever?
Exactly.
Nora, I don't know.
Exactly.
What you want.
Or Cicada's daughter. That's another one that they're
the niece.
like. Yeah.
You mean the niece?
Yeah, niece. My bad. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah. They teased Red Death, but they also really made sure to go, yo, but look at all these other options we could go to.
Well, here's the problem. With Cicada's niece. She's too young to officially take the role up. Granted, when she turns like 18, she can come back to kill him. But still, I don't want to wait 8 more seasons.
Well, no, I think it's like because you see the grown version of her in her consciousness.
Right.
And I could see them doing something where her consciousness comes out of her or something like that. You know
that
what
is
I'm
such
saying?
a Flash.
Again,
that is a Flash thing.
And also, back from the future coming back to now, anything could happen.
Well, let's go. Okay, so we're going to let's go to Black Lightning. This week's recent episode was beautifully shot. It was beautiful. Cutter is one of the baddest females I've seen in any of these superhero shows. She poisons the Reverend with the handkerchief. Like, how did you get that close to my man? Jen is getting stronger day by day. Did you pay attention to the racist encounter she had with the lady with the bullshit Eddie Bauer Explorer?
Okay, I am halfway through the most recent episode.
I can't. Well, go ahead.
I'm still trying to play catch up from New York and London. I was very far behind, and I'm just now like I was saving Black Lightning. I was actually watching it when you messaged me like, yeah, because I ain't gonna lie to you, I completely forgot we were gonna record today, and so I was watching Black Lightning, and I got the message. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do that. So I have it on pause right now. So I am this yeah I homegirl take it down to Reverend. I'm like, yo, hold up now.
So you already saw Khalil get his back ripped out,
dude. Oh man, bro. Okay, wait. From a supervillain standpoint, that doesn't make a lot of sense because I'm like, yo, you left him alive. He can still testify on your bitch ass. But from watching that happen, bruh, you a mean mother. Goddamn.
Yo, here was the crazy part. So I was with Jordan when that episode came on. Mm-hmm. And I was like, bro. He was like, man, I had so much fun doing it. I was like, I bet. My thing is, like, when you see this episode, you're gonna see something. And I told Jordan, I was like, you couldn't tell me this was gonna happen, bro. You just gonna tell me like we said that we was having a real conversation about a bunch of other shit. Like, you couldn't bring this up? All right, whatever, fam. So I won't go ahead and spoil it for you since you're still watching it. Just trust me, you're going to love what this episode is. As far as Gotham goes, everybody knows I gave up.
It's, again, Gotham is kind of hit or miss right now. I'm love everything. The one thing I'm loving is Cameron Bicadova, the girl who plays Selena Kyle. She is a splitting image of a young Michelle Pfeiffer. And she is so good as Catwoman. I love her. I want them to go do a spinoff show that just follows her. She's that damn good. We haven't got to Bane yet, so I don't know where we're going with that.
I don't want to see that. That's why I stopped watching, because I knew that was coming. But go ahead.
Makes sense. It's a good thing to stop watching. But now we're getting back into the love story with Barbara and Jim, which I don't see how, like, come on, man. Like, you know how crazy that chick is. So
why is it still happening?
Yeah, and so now they're getting back into that, and I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's very weird, but there are moments in it. There are moments in it that are just beautifully shot. And as a comic nerd, as someone who loves Batman, you see these things and you see some of the things with the Rogues Gallery, and you're just like, damn, y'all have it. Why can't you do everything like this? So,
who knows, man? Like, who? I don't know, man. I just can't. And then we still got Krypton about to drop again. Pennyworth comes out this year. It's so much that is coming out. Doom Patrol drops on the 15th. It's going to be... Oh,
really?
Yes. We'll talk about all that. But that about covers everything for this week, man. Thank you guys for all rocking with me. As always, make sure you rate and review and subscribe. You're listening on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, whatever. Rate and leave a review. That helps push the episode up higher and higher in the algorithm. I need you all to do that to make things better for me. BC, thank you as always, bro. I can always count on you. Tell the people how they can reach you.
You can find me on all social media at RealJackassBC, RealJackassBC, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to use, I'm on there. My podcast, It Is What It Is with the Jackass, every single Thursday on Cinelinks.com, as well as the Offshoots Radio Network, wherever podcasts can be found. We talk a bunch of bullshit, just life in general, movies, wrestling, whatever comes to mind. So, always a pleasure to come on the Mad Titan podcast and ruin your ratings.
I appreciate that, man. As always, find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. J Washington. That's MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. YouTube.com/JAY Washington 80. I've learned how to go live on my YouTube, so I've been doing painting with a supervillain. So I may do that a little bit more on my YouTube channel. Also, join the Supervillain Squad on Patreon. Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. I want to say what's up to the members of the squad. Shout out to King J Brown, Andrew Nailey, Brooklyn Vale, David Taylor, Dominic Watt, E.L. Sherrar, Ike Starks, Lowen Lim, Paisley Darts, Quentin, Rudy Raider, Smurfette, and Steve Tozen. Thank you guys all for joining the squad. Again, you too can be a member of the Supervillain Squad. It's only $1, $5. Those are the only 2 tiers, and you get all the same thing. But just come and join over, come support, and I got a lot of stuff for you guys. Again, Patreon.com/Mr. J Washington. All right. I will holler at you guys later. Till then, take care. I'm out of here. You're getting these on Friday or Saturday, more than likely Friday now. I will holler at you next week. I'm out. Peace.